Hi, I'm Alex at Fox Hope Painting and Gaming, and today we'll do a product review of Monument Hobbies' new tool line. I have here their cutting mat, scraper tool, a retractable razor blade, and their super glue. I'll be using these items on a Knight's model Nightwing. So let's go over the tools real quick. In particular, the knife. Now, normally when I change out the blade for an X-Acto knife, I usually have to get my fingers near the blade as close as I can. With this, that's a different story. I don't have to. As this part here wants to cooperate with me, there we go, comes off. You won't even have to really worry about cutting your hand if it does stick because of the shield. In which case, you just clip it out and pull out the blade. And then put a new one in. Be careful, of course. There we go. Pull that back in. Slide the cap back on. And there you go. I've already put this through the paces. I've even put the cutting board through the paces, as evident with all of the cut marks. It is just a standard cutting board from what I've gathered. It does have their logo on it. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying the use of the X-Acto blade. I've used the glue a little bit already, and for the most part it is super glue. I think this is, for the most part, as close to the stuff I get from my local game store. But the scraping tool is also interesting. Unlike GW's that has a huge scraping bit, this is smaller. It has like a curvature and a little slant. There is two ends to it. Get your little grip. So let's go ahead and go through these and put them to work. See what we can do. Be careful when you're using a razor blade. Now the big thing is, I plan to mount this onto a 32. It came with a slotted base that was textured, but I'm not a big fan of those. So I'm going to start cutting away at the piece here. Trying to be careful. I don't need to be slicing my finger on camera. So I'm going to try to use this knife to clear what I can. Retract that. Now let's use this to try to level it out. I mean, scrape's really good. My camera's out of focus. I apologize. Let me get that in focus. Alright, after playing with the focus, I think we're good. Now you can see what I'm doing. So, I'm going to use the scraper, try to clean up a little bit. especially where I see any impurities, like right about here. This is a lot easier to maneuver, that's for sure. Got another mold line running across its back up into the wing. Yeah, I like that. Oh, there's another one right there on its wing. I can use the side to get up close to the wing. Well, I'm not damaging the model too much. A little bit on the chest. I can do the grooves on its chest. That's nice. So, that's sitting flat on its base. Honestly, it actually isn't flat. So, I'm going to quickly sand that. Alright. Yeah, good enough. We'll probably put something around the base just to hold it up. So let's get rid of all the excess piece. There we go. So we got that. Let's look at the main body. The body seems to be more or less clean. So I see a little bit there. Oh, I see a little bit running up his leg. Yeah. Definitely easy to use. Get this peg on his leg flushed out. I can actually mold the plastic a little bit better too than the GWs. Now this is supposed to fit right there. And it does. Neat. Alright. Well, let me get the rest of these pieces cut up and filed down, and we'll put the glue through its bases. So that just shot right into my paint cup. Interesting. Yeah, so there's like a little piece of plastic right there. I'm curious. Can I get... Oh, yeah. Very nice. Hobbies did a really good job on the scraper tool. I'm liking this better than GW's. So this one is a little too big. I'm not going to use the scraper for that. I'm going to use the knife, and I'm going to get as close to this as I can. By the way, the knife is really easily grippable. I didn't think it would be because it's so thin, but it's grippable. I don't have my army painter one out, otherwise I would show the difference. Got a little mold line here. Yeah, this little scraper is really good for the small pieces. I'll probably still use a foam sander for some other nook and crannies on models, but for the most part, this is doing great. Granted, this model is like a resin material, so it's easier to scrape away than things like plastic. So I'll probably have to run it through plastic eventually. Here's the last leg. Same deal. I have that little mold piece right here that I need to get rid of. yeah, kind of getting out of frame here. But yeah. By the way, don't. I'm probably getting a lot of the hell is he doing with how I do my knife. My whole thumb is a callus. But oddly enough, I think I've only ever sliced my finger open in this whole time maybe 4 times. And I've been doing this since I was 13. So that puts me at 20 years without slicing my finger. 20 years. I've only cutting my finger just like a handful of times. So I trust my own hands. Alright, so let's put the glue to the paces. So put a little bit on the gargoyle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press them on the gargoyle. I'm going to give it a few moments and then see how well that sticks. While that does that, I'm going to go ahead and put Nightwing's leg on. And his glue says, ooh, wow. Yeah, I'm 5 to 10 seconds for the full length. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm definitely liking the glue. If I do orders with him, I'll probably pick up his glue. Now, to be honest, if I'm in an emergency, I'll probably just buy the glue for my. Oh shit. Oh wow, that broke apart pretty quickly. There you go. I glued his legs on wrong. Give that a couple seconds. I'm gonna have to put some gap filler on that leg, but that's not the product's fault. Even after breaking the bind, it binded really well again. So yeah, the super glue. Like, if you were to buy all this all together, highly recommended throwing the glue and the cutting mat in there too. But if you're looking for some good tools, I definitely recommend his knife and the scraper tool. At the time of this, he is doing a deal with the blade, the mat, and an extra set of blades for this on his site. I'm not sure by the time this is seen if it's still around as a deal. But definitely worth picking up. Definitely worth picking up. If you have the extra cash and you really want to, then I would probably buy all 4. Just so you can play around with them, see what you like. Like I said, the glue, my local store sells something very similar. In fact, I wonder if I have it nearby. I do not. Oh well. I probably have it up in my living room with some other models I'm putting together. But yeah, there you go. This is my Hobbies tools, and hope you enjoyed this little review.